kids. This is what Windows Movie Maker looks like if Sony would have made it.
Away. Yes, Paper Doll Man, in the infamous Paper Doll Man.
Howdy, folks. This is episode 3 of YouTube Poop News with your good man, Stuart23. And as usual, I have a super special awesome show for you. Now, you're probably wondering, why do I call this thing YouTube Poop News if only 20% of this is news and 80% of it is just a whole bunch of random facts? Well, the reason I call it that is because it sounds a dang sight better than
Stuart K. Riley's Totally Rad and Groovy YouTube Poop Variety Hour,
one of the many titles I came up with for this crazy show.
Oh yeah.
Then I thought about calling it
Stuart 23's Head-Banging YouTube Poop Heavy Metal Super Show. If you like your YouTube poops hard and heavy, you got it.
But then I realized the only person who would watch the show is Sonic Nerd 23. So after I couldn't think of nothing else, I just decided YouTube Poop News. Okay, now that I've wasted 2 minutes, let's get down to the news. Our top story tonight, The Morshoe Show has been canceled. In case you don't know what that is, a pooper that went by the name of The Morshoe Show used to make story poops, I guess you could call them that, of Morshoe the shopkeeper. He had been making episodes for a very long time and was getting pretty good publicity. Even though the show was about Morshoe, the show is best known for its hits at Chris Bohr's The Irate Gamer, Sonic Dude 3, Helsing 920, and its crude but hilarious MS Paint and Photoshop sequences.
Okay, open the door and just wave him in.
During our 4-day investigation in Flagler Beach, 21 men are arrested and charged with felonies.
Come on in. Did you bring the food? Okay, great. What did you bring?
Lamp oil.
What's going on? Who are you?
Link.
A lot of these guys will do anything they can to try and wangle their way out of the predicament they're in.
A few days ago, he announced that the show was being canceled and he was going to take his channel off of YouTube because some guy by the name of Silent Rob, aka Leisure Suit Gaming, told him to take it off the air. And so, with one final goodbye episode, he did.
Bye-bye!
Luckily, he decided not to take down his YouTube channel, so if you still want to watch the shows, you can go watch them. But also, a couple of days ago, he announced that he is not giving up on YouTube poops. He said he'll have something for us even better than The Morshoe Show sometime soon. Until then, I wish him the best. Now let's get on to our next subject, which has got to be my favorite subject, finding the real YouTube poop characters. Yep, it's time for a sequel to YouTube Poop versus the real world. First up is probably my favorite CDI character of all, Guanum. First, let's take a look at a young Guanum. Before he became famous on CDI, and also before he grew his beard back in the 70s, he had his own talk show in which he would amaze many a TV-watching person by guessing what was in an envelope.
No one knows the contents of these envelopes, but you, your incredibly divine way, will ascertain the answers without ever before seeing the question. Isn't that right, sir?
That's impossible. Oh, yes.
Yes, you'll do it.
Of course, that's what I'll do.
The first envelope.
1,000 clowns.
1,000 clowns.
Who put together the NBC fall schedule? Zippity Doodah. How do you tell Marcello Mastroianni his doodah is opening?
Good stuff. Well, after a politically incorrect joke too many on this show, Guanum was sacked and replaced with David Letterman. After that, he got a job with Phillips doing Faces of Evil. He tried to get a spot in Wand of Gamelon, but they wouldn't let him have it. Instead, they gave the spot to Impa. After that, he disappeared from the world and was known only in YouTube poop. Until now. Guanum is very much alive right now, and he even has his own YouTube channel, which he makes his own stuff on.
Hello, I'm Mr. R. Nitya, a retired lecturer in metallurgy preaching Christianity and Sikhism. Here I'm rendering exposition of my...
The island of Korodai. It is written, the island of Korodai must die. Only Link can defeat the island of Korodai. Ganon must defeat Link. Link must defeat my feet. Squadala!
Paper Doll Man.
Now, if that doesn't scare the shit out of you, I've got something else that will. Because I've got one more person who's a real YouTube poop character. And I've got some photographic evidence of him as well. You are not going to believe your eyes. Now, the man in this picture, his name is Urrell Fleming. That's U-R-R-E-L. He was a famous photographer back in the 30s, and he was very well recognized for his work with various things.
He's quite well known for his zoological work.
Things like opera stuff, and you just take random pictures of just about anything and make them cool looking. But that's not the thing that makes him a YouTube poop character. Nobody knew him as Urrell Fleming, because everybody called him, get ready for this, it's going to freak you out for the rest of your life. His nickname was Ouija. And that's all I bothered to look up before I made this video. Well, anyway. Fuck it. Enough of this crap. I'm ready for the shit. Yes, sir. It is time for the other shit. And right now, I'm going to tell y'all about one high-quality source that a lot of kids have been looking for. Mr. I Am Mean. My goodness that I am mean. But them old cutscenes is hard to find. And when you do find them, they normally look like this. And by the time you run them through Media Converter or YouTube Downloader... Ugh, don't get me started on Media Converter. Anyway... it normally gets even worse than that. But there is hope for you. Give a shout out to Mr. NR Design 1991. He's got every single solitary I Am Mean cutscene in super high quality ripped right off the game. And he's even got the intro without the backgrounds. And the cutscenes that are not the intro also don't have any music, which makes it great for YTPMVs. You will be very surprised when you go from this to this. Big difference, huh? And be sure to check out NR Design's other downloads, which are just as win.